Hi everybody, it's Sarah again. I have another mini album to share with you. Um, this one is actually a toilet paper roll mini album, so for those who don't know what that is, it's the cardboard roll that's left in the center of the roll of toilet paper. You just flatten it out and use it to make the pages for the mini album. I used, on this particular mini album, the Mirabelle paper pack from the Paper Studio. Throughout the album I used that. Also throughout the album I used Distress ink and Vintage Photo to distress the edges of things. Here on the cover I actually used some rock candy to cover the outside of it to give it a nice crackle finish, and then I actually used a little bit of a pearlescent paint over the top of that just to cut the shine down a little bit, but it also added a little bit more depth to it. The stamp that's used here is a Teresa Collins Fabrications stamp. I stamped that onto some vellum using some StazOn ink and then trimmed that out. The little gold leaves are some that I have had in my stash for a while. Unfortunately, I do not know what brand they are. On the binder rings, there is a little bit of detail satin ribbon tied on there. I apologize for the lighting. We have a thunderstorm that is moving in, and I'm trying to hurry and get this done outside because the lighting in the house is so bad right now. Tag that's in the front cover. Again, this is, can you hear the thunder? Used a little bit of the paper on here. I tried to line it up because I really liked the little diamond shape in there. This flower is one that I made. I followed a tutorial, I believe it's by Lovely Scrapping, on how to use distress inks to watercolor your flowers. So this was actually made out of cream cardstock, and then I used fired brick and Victorian velvet to watercolor it. On the back side there is a button. Unfortunately I don't know what brand that is. That was from my sewing stash as well. And then another space for photo mats on both of these. Inside, on this page, I created this little fold out piece. It's using Velcro. This is a spare parts pearl brad. And then on this little fold out you have room for a picture here, one here, and then two more. So there's room for 5 photos or something that you want to put in there. Now on this page, I really loved the framework on the paper. So I wanted to leave this blank, so either like you can put a larger picture on there, or you can actually use the open space to write some journaling in. On this tag, I used a butterfly punch from the Paper Studio, and it's just out of some of the paper from the collection. And then I used a spare parts mini copper brad in the center of the butterfly. And then on this side I used a Fisker's corner punch to punch out the edges of some white cardstock, which I then distressed and drew lines on. And then this is a Prima Say It With Studs piece. The next page, I cut some diamonds from the paper and then used a Viva pearl pen to just put some little pearls on the corners. This actually comes out. There's photo mat, room for journaling again. On this one, it's another fold out piece. It's tied with a little bit more of the satin ribbon. You just untie it. Small oval, you can put a title or a name there if you just want to use it for the same photos from the same person all through it, or you can just put a photo over the top of everything. And then it folds out. Let's see if I can get it into frame here. Anyway, spot at the bottom that it can be journaling, or again, just put a photo over the top of it, and then the back side that can also be used. So there's 7 surfaces on this one that can be used to put something in. And again, it just ties with the ribbon. On this tag there's another of the roses. I used my markers actually to color the edges of the petals on this one. I liked the effect that it had. It's a little bit more distinct where the colors separate on it. Again, I use the Fisker's corner punch to create a little bit of a journaling spot, and just drew some lines on. There's again another one of the Paper Studio Pearl Brads. It's not picking up really well, but in the center of each of the little flowers there is a little bit of a clear glitter glue that I had put on just to give a little sparkle to it. This page is cut with a nestability die. I cut out the circle. I tried to emboss a little bit of a rose pattern. It's just one of my wooden stamps that I've had for quite a while, onto the center. It doesn't pick up real well. It is there, but you have to have it at kind of the right angle to see what it is. I used the Paper Studio self-adhesive pearls on the outside edges of the circle. And then on the flowers here, again, is that glitter glue for a little bit of sparkle. On this page, I used again the Paper Studio Pearl Brads. The flowers are Studio G paper flowers, colored with my markers. And then the Viva Pearl Pen around the edges. This is a little flap, opens up, Velcro closure again. And just more of the journaling spot and a photo mat. And this tag, one of the Prima Say It With Studs pieces, another of the Studio G flowers, and Pearl Brads. On this page I made a pocket using some white cardstock and Fisker's border punch, and then the tag that's inside of it, Fisker's edge punch on the corners. Another journaling spot. On the last page on the inside, I did a little pocket for a tag on it. More of the satin ribbon. Used the paper to create the pocket. Little tag inside there. Again, not, pretty plain, just lots of room for photos and things on this. This tag, this actually is embossed. I went through and embossed all of the colored portions of the paper, the darker tones of the paper. And then on this side, there's the Prima Studs thing. So, the back cover, again, it has the crackle finish on it. Anyway, it is starting to rain on me. And this is the mini album. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it gives you lots of ideas. Thanks for watching. Bye.